Elaine never felt sick, but one lab test said otherwise. Her kidneys were slipping, silently. Most seniors think cranberry juice helps, but it may be making things worse. There's another drink, deep red, naturally sugar-free, that acts like an ACE blocker in a teacup. Research shows it lowered blood pressure 7 points in just 6 weeks. I'll show you how to use it safely and what mistake to avoid, so you can protect your kidneys and your independence. After 60, your kidneys don't just filter, they fight every hour to keep waste, pressure, and inflammation at bay. But over time, even without symptoms, they can quietly wear down. That's what happened to Elaine, 69. She felt fine until one checkup revealed rising creatinine. Her doctor warned, if we don't support your kidneys now, we may lose the window. But Elaine found something gentle, natural, and surprisingly powerful. It's a warm cup, a daily rhythm, and it might already be in your kitchen. Let's begin, and give your kidneys a chance to rest. 1. The cranberry myth that quietly harms kidneys. Elaine used to start every morning with a tall glass of cranberry juice. Her doctor told her it was great for kidney health. Magazines said the same thing. Even the label had a picture of a smiling bladder. But there's something they don't tell you. Most cranberry juice, even the unsweetened kind, still spikes your blood sugar. And when you're over 60, that spike doesn't just fade away. It triggers a chain reaction your kidneys silently carry the weight of. Here's why. Cranberries do have some antibacterial properties, but when they're juiced, processed, or bottled, most of those protective compounds are lost. What remains? Natural sugars, often 25 to 30 grams per serving. Now, in a young body, that sugar gets burned off fast. But for seniors, especially those with even mild insulin resistance, those sugars linger in the bloodstream, inflame the delicate vessels in your kidneys, and raise your filtration pressure. It's like trying to clean a filter with syrup. The more you rinse, the more clogged it gets. A 2017 Nigerian study compared black tea to hibiscus tea in people with high blood pressure. The hibiscus group saw a 14% rise in creatinine clearance. That's filtration power. The black tea group, nothing changed. Another trial from USDA and Tufts showed that 3 cups of hibiscus per day lowered systolic blood pressure by over 7 points, without affecting potassium or sodium levels. That means you get the cleansing benefit, without the crash. So, what did Elaine do? She swapped her cranberry juice for warm hibiscus tea. Just 1 cup in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. Within weeks, her blood pressure eased, and her doctor noticed her labs holding steady, without new medications. But here's the powerful part. This wasn't about removing, it was about replacing. So, if you've been drinking cranberry juice thinking it's kidney safe, this might be the gentle course correction that makes all the difference. And in just a moment, we'll talk about the exact way hibiscus acts like an ACE blocker, without the side effects. 2. The ACE blocker in a teacup effect. After switching to hibiscus, Elaine expected a mild difference. But what she didn't expect was that within 6 weeks her blood pressure dropped almost 8 points. No new prescriptions, no harsh side effects. Just a teacup, steeped in something the body understands. Let's break down why this works. You may have heard of ACE inhibitors, a class of medications often used to treat high blood pressure. They block something called the renin-angiotensin system, which, when overactive, tightens blood vessels and raises filtration pressure in the kidneys. Now, here's the twist. Hibiscus does something remarkably similar, but naturally and more gently. A 2008 study from the USDA and Tufts University followed 65 adults who drank 3 cups of hibiscus tea a day for 6 weeks. The results? Systolic blood pressure dropped an average of 7.2 millimeters of mercury, and most importantly, no electrolyte imbalances were reported. That matters, because medications that manipulate this system can sometimes throw off your potassium, sodium, and hydration balance. But hibiscus, it supports the same pathways without pulling the rug out from under your body. Here's how I explain it to my patients. Imagine your kidneys are working like a pressure valve. Most seniors are running at full tension, straining the glomeruli. But hibiscus, it's like turning the dial back just enough to let the pipes relax. Elaine told me, I used to feel like my body was constantly bracing. I didn't realize how tense I was until I wasn't anymore. She sipped 1 cup in the morning, another in the afternoon. Same schedule, different chemistry. It didn't fix everything, but it gave her kidneys a chance to breathe. And if your filtration pressure is creeping up, this may be the place to start. But what comes next is where things get even more interesting. Because hibiscus doesn't just lower pressure, it helps open the pathways. 3. Nitric oxide, unclogging kidney traffic. Elaine's numbers were improving, but something else surprised her. She felt lighter, not just emotionally. Her ankles weren't swelling the way they used to. Even walking up the stairs didn't leave her short of breath. The reason? Nitric oxide. Now, don't worry, I won't get too technical. But here's what you need to know. As we age, the inner lining of our blood vessels, especially the ones feeding our kidneys, becomes less responsive. Think of them like little garden hoses that stiffen over time. What opens them up? Nitric oxide. It's your body's natural vessel relaxer, kind of like WD-40 for your circulation. And hibiscus? It's rich in anthocyanins, those deep red pigments, which gently boost nitric oxide levels. That's where things get interesting. In 2017, a study out of Enugu Teaching Hospital in Nigeria tested hibiscus on 78 people with mild hypertension. Those who drank just 2 cups a day saw urine volume increase by 18% and creatinine clearance, a marker of kidney filtration, improved by 14%. That means more blood reached the kidneys, more waste got filtered, and pressure began to ease naturally. Elaine followed the same rhythm, 1 cup in the morning, 1 by 2 p.m., never after 6 p.m., because she didn't want to be up at night. After 4 weeks, she noticed her shoes fit better. The puffiness in her fingers, gone, and her doctor said, "Whatever you're doing, keep doing it." It's like the logjam finally cleared, she told me. Everything just started flowing again. That's the power of nitric oxide. You don't need a prescription to support it, just the right nutrients at the right time. But that's not even the surprising part, because hibiscus has one more gift. And this one helps your body release, not just circulate. 4. Gentle diuretic without depletion. Once Elaine's blood flow improved, her body did something beautiful. It began to let go, not forcefully, not in a way that left her drained, but gently, like a faucet finally turned to the right setting. That's one of hibiscus's most overlooked gifts. It acts as a natural diuretic, helping the body release excess sodium and water without depleting vital minerals. Now, that might sound like a minor detail, but for seniors, it's everything, because traditional diuretics, like furosemide or hydrochlorothiazide, often leave people dehydrated, dizzy, or even at risk for potassium loss. Hibiscus does it differently. Its plant acids inhibit the sodium-potassium pump, which shifts the body into mild, natural excretion without forcing the issue. In the same Nigerian study we mentioned earlier, participants who drank hibiscus tea saw an 18% increase in urine volume, with no drop in electrolyte balance. Elaine noticed it before the labs confirmed it. "My ring started sliding again," she laughed. "I didn't even realize how much water I was holding." Now, not all hibiscus is created equal. Those bright pink agua de Jamaica drinks from restaurants, often packed with sugar, and sugar reverses the very benefit you're after. What works best is loose hibiscus petals or plain hibiscus tea bags, Steep them in hot water for 5 to 7 minutes. Add lemon if you like. It even boosts the absorption of those helpful compounds. Elaine used to sip it cold in summer, warm in winter. Same plant, same ritual, different seasons of life. But here's the thing. Miss this next step, and you may undo the progress you just made. Because while hibiscus helps remove, it also shields. And that protection is what comes next. 5. Antioxidant shield against kidney aging. By the time Elaine reached her 70s, she had one quiet fear. Not dialysis, not even medication. She feared becoming fragile, losing strength, feeling like her body couldn't bounce back the way it used to. And at the center of that decline, oxidative stress. Now, what is that exactly? It's like rust, but inside your cells. As we age, unstable molecules called free radicals begin to damage tissues, especially in high-stress organs like the kidneys. And unless something neutralizes them, the damage keeps piling up, quietly, until suddenly, your kidneys can't filter the way they used to. That's why hibiscus isn't just a blood pressure or fluid remedy, it's also a shield. In 2023, researchers at the University of Puebla studied rats with metabolic syndrome, the same condition many seniors silently carry. After just 8 weeks of drinking hibiscus water, those rats had a 25% drop in oxidative enzyme levels and a 12% improvement in renal perfusion pressure. That means their kidneys were under less strain and more protected at the cellular level. Elaine didn't understand all the science, but she did notice something real. I just stopped feeling inflamed, she told me. Like my joints, my stomach, even my thoughts felt calmer. That's the invisible work antioxidants do. They don't shout, they restore. So, if you add lemon to your hibiscus, even just a squeeze, you double the absorption of anthocyanins, those rich red compounds that do most of the heavy lifting. And over time, that quiet protection adds up. Because longevity isn't about chasing years. It's about reducing the damage along the way. And in just a moment, we'll come back to Elaine and the deeper reason why this tiny tea changed more than just her labs. Elaine didn't start this to fix anything. She just wanted to feel steady again. Less puffiness, less pressure, more peace. And that's what this little ritual gave her. No noise, no side effects, just a warm cup and a little more ease each day. Because your kidneys won't cry out when they're tired, they whisper. And over time, that silence becomes strain. But it's not too late. A small act, repeated daily, can turn the tide. That's the power of rhythm over rescue. So, if this spoke to you, drop a comment. What's your healing ritual? And if gentle science-backed tips like this help, tap subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Because your body remembers care. And it's never too late to give it more. Just start with 1 cup. Let your kidneys rest. You've earned that.